And I think when we talk about where we are today, it's a whole bunch of folks who are just satisfied with where we have gotten. There's some folks who might be satisfied celebrating 50 years of the Black Caucus, and you have 11 members. I'm not satisfied with 11. I love it in Washington, D.C., and also in this state. I love it when Democrats love to sit here and look at Republicans and talk about what they don't do for black folks and for Latinos and where they stand on the very issues. Then when I look at in the nation's capital and also in this state, when I look at how much money is being spent with black political consultants, with black pollsters and black staffers, and the report by PowerPack showed that $500 million had been spent in a 5-year period, and African Americans got 1.7% of that. What that tells me is Democrats practice income inequality when they're decrying it in the Capitol. Are you advocating for the very people that he stood for? I know it's uncomfortable for some of y'all, and that's all good. I make it clear. My wife is an ordained minister. If you need prayer, if you need counseling, if you need comfort, call Jackie Hood Martin. God did not give me a spirit of comfort. God gave me a spirit of discomfort. I am not satisfied with where we are. I am not satisfied with cheap talk. Because the problem is we have elected folks to lead as opposed to them simply thinking they are there just to look cute. See, I'm not satisfied if you come asking for black votes, but then you can't hire black companies. I'm not satisfied when you come asking for black votes, but then you can't fund black media. I'm not satisfied if you say we'll offer internships when you're unwilling to hire folks for the critical positions. I simply am not satisfied with a D in front of your name. All that means to me is damn, damn, damn. See, we talk about how do we change the game, and for me, politically, one of the best examples is Atlanta Mayor Maynard Jackson. And I don't understand why we are playing this silly game of talking about creating opportunities in a small way as opposed to how we're using the leverage as elected officials to be able to change the game. Maynard Jackson is the model. See, Maynard Jackson understood that. See, because I know the game. I cover City Hall and county government. Okay, let me explain to you how the game works. Because most elected officials don't even have a clue how this game works. See, what happens is you fight to get a bill passed, then all of a sudden you say finance will provide opportunities, but then there's some bureaucrat sitting in office who then writes the regulations. So what happens with construction contracts, the game is played this way all across America. You can't bid on a prime contract unless you've been a prime before. But if you've never been a prime contractor before, that means you can never be a prime contractor. So what happens is you get stuck in being only a subcontractor. You only get to bid on subcontracting business, which means somebody else get to make the big check as a prime while you a sub. So what did Maynard Jackson do? Maynard Jackson said, fine, break the damn prime up into smaller primes so somebody can qualify. Because what's the game? The game says, oh, you can't lease your equipment, you got to own your equipment. Well, if I don't have the revenues to own my equipment because I'm only a subcontractor, I can never buy my equipment. The other game is when you raise the bonding level at a higher rate. Well, you can't pay the high rate in bonding because you don't have the revenue to sustain the higher bond. All those are nice, cute regulations put in place to purposely remove a number of people from the process where only a handful can qualify for the very contracts. Game, recognized game. So what did Maynard Jackson do? Maynard Jackson changed the rules, broke it up into smaller contracts. The reason Herman J. Russell Construction is the company it is today is because they could not qualify for the larger contracts so they broke them into smaller contracts, and the moment they were able to become a prime one time, allowed them to now bid on prime contracts ever since. But he went beyond that. Because see, then once you got the contract, you got to deal with capital. We know government pays slow, 90 to 180 days. If you're a small business owner, you can't float your business for 180 days. You don't have the capital. So Maynard Jackson called all these banks in. He said, y'all know they have city contracts. So I need y'all to provide them lines of credit. The bank said, no, no, hell no. He said, okay, city treasurer, please come in. Please remove all of the city money out their banks. Oh, hold up, Mr. Mayor, wait a minute. He said, no, no, no. Y'all said you cannot provide lines of credit to them, even though they got city contracts. Take our money out. No, hold up, we can work with you. Yeah, I thought so. See, we can't talk about Dr. King if we don't talk about money, if we don't talk about economics. The last 5 years of his life, that's what he understood, because he realized that if you want to talk about freedom in America, that means you got to have freedom economically. That means you cannot be mired in debt. You simply cannot be in a situation where you have no opportunities. That's what he was talking about. So the challenge for you on MLK event in 2017 is, are you satisfied with what you've done? Or are you willing to go to the next level? Are you willing to challenge? Are you willing to fight? Are you willing to lead? Are you willing to take no for an answer? And if you are, then you need to say, when I come back here next year for my Negro Check-Off event, I need to look back over the last year and say, what did I accomplish from last year? If you come here next year the same way you left this year, then I suggest you don't come back in 2019, because all you doing are wasting time. This is about folks getting in the game and fighting, and like my frat brother Vertner Woodson Tandy said, we will fight until hell freezes over, and then we will fight on the ice.